Hey guys, how's it going? It's me again. Hope y'all have been having a pretty good league start. I just thought I'd make this video really quick to share how my league start has been going and to share some thoughts on Crackling Lance Elementalist, which is the build that I've been playing at league start. So, forgive me if I seem a little bit tired. I've been playing for a pretty long time. But yeah, I was able to get to level 81 on my Crackling Lance Elementalist. I'd say it's been going pretty decent so far. The damage is really good. Crackling Lance is just insane post buff with damage, single target damage specifically. Like I've been deleting yellow map bosses in like less than a second with it. It's crazy. But one thing that I have realized is that the skill is really bad for clearing. And I didn't think that it would be that big of a problem, but it actually kind of was, because what would happen is like you'd be playing a yellow map and then the screen will be full of enemies that move really fast, and Crackling Lance doesn't have good coverage like in front of yourself. So like if you shoot Crackling Lance like this, it fires in like a very small angle, right? So all of this area like outside of the beam is not covered. And even if you have Herald of Thunder, it doesn't really cover the area. So it just feels really bad to clear with Crackling Lance. So I ended up just using Arc as well, just as a clearing spell. So I would just like play maps using Arc, and then when I got to the boss or an Essence monster or like an Archnemesis dude, I would switch to Crackling Lance and use that. But yeah, I have been pretty fortunate with my drops. I managed to find a 5-link here for my Crackling Lance. And then I have a pseudo 5-link here for my Arc. I found a Thunder Fist, which gives you another 5-link with added lightning damage. So it's been pretty cool. Also found a Death Rush for Onslaught on Kill, which has been a godsend. And I just found some other random rare items. And then I got this Gorgon's Gaze from Pillars of Adun, which was pretty cool, even though the item's not very good. As for my weapon, I was not really able to find a good weapon today, so I'm just using this crappy staff that basically has very little damage on this. But I guess without further ado, I can play a couple of maps to kind of show how the build is going so far. So I have been able to do a couple of reds with this build, but it was kind of hard and I die sometimes in reds because I haven't taken the block nodes yet. I've been meaning to take these staff block nodes here and here and here, but I ran out of freaking regrets and I don't really have any orbs left either. So once I get more levels and more regrets, I will take more block, and that should make me more survivable. But yeah, I guess we can just play some maps to kind of show how the build is going so far. So we're gonna like run this Grotto, for instance. I am kind of low on alchemies and bindings. I found it pretty hard to sustain this league, but we can just like run this Grotto to kind of see what's going on here. But yeah, this character is fully ascended, level 81. I did decide to take Shaper of Winter here. I know it seems kind of weird, but I figure it's actually pretty good because like the damage of Crackling Lance and Arc is pretty high. So when you're mapping, you just end up slowing everybody by like 30%, 40%. And then when you're fighting a boss with Crackling Lance, you're going to slow them by like 40% as well, because Crackling Lance does a lot of damage when you ramp it up combined with the shock. So Shaper of Winter, it basically allows you to permanently slow all enemies by like anywhere between 20 to 40%, which goes through curse reduction or curse effectiveness reduction, because chill is not reduced on any boss. So I found that Shaper of Winter was a really good defensive tool, but also when you're using Crackling Lance, it helps the enemies stay in place so you can shoot Crackling Lance for longer, if that makes sense. And I found that the damage was high enough that I did not need Convergence, so I just didn't go this. You could also have gone Bastion of Elements. That kind of gives you a little bit more elemental resistance, and then maybe you could have like dropped Wrath or Zealotry for Determination, and then you would have a lot better physical and elemental resistance, but I figured the chill would be like more convenient to play with, because it just helps a lot when like you're fighting a map boss and they're just really slow. So those are like the little weird changes that I made. I also did end up picking up Elemental Overload, but only because I got a lot of crit on my items. I got like a staff with 90% crit chance. And then I took a crit node here, crit mastery, 80% increased crit chance against shocked enemies, which is basically every enemy. And then I also took a mastery here to increase the threshold for your shocks up to 60%, which I found procced a lot more than you thought in mapping. So I just found this to be like a nice little damage boost in mapping. But other than that, the tree is basically as in the video that I made a couple days ago. But yeah, let's go play this Grotto. This is a tier 7, just to show you guys how it plays so far. So again, we're going to be using Arc to clear, and it's pretty good to clear with. It clears up stragglers really well. This is Arc on a 5 link, by the way, without any gem level bonus. I just have a staff with like cast speed on it. And then when you run into a stronger enemy like this, you can swap to Crackling Lance, and you can see he dies super fast because Crackling Lance is like super good now for a single target. And then you just go back to Arc for clearing. You know, whenever you're clearing trash, just use Arc. And yeah, that's basically it. There's like a Nemesis monster up here. I can show you guys how that plays out. 1 second. I will not take the Shrine for Science. So yeah, I'm just run like some whatever one of this. So I just hang back and then I shoot out my Wave of Conviction and then I hold down Lance. And like look how fast he died, right? It's pretty crazy. Like Crackling Lance's damage is actually quite good. Then we have a map boss over here. See how fast he'll die. Again, clear the trash with Arc. Drop Wave of Conviction. Hold down Lance. Oh, he's dead. Look at that. It's pretty good. And I don't know if you saw, but he had 60% shock and he had 40% chill. So he was very slow and he took a lot of extra damage. So that's that Shaper of Winter coming into play there. Got another Nemesis here. Let's play that one as well. So again, drop the Wave of Conviction, clear the trash with Arc, and then use Crackling. Oh, he died. I don't even know what happened. Yeah, let me try to find a couple more Nemesis things. I want to show how the build plays on more difficult monsters. So this is a level 3 Nemesis mob here. Drop Wave of Conviction, hold down Crackling Lance, and as you can see, he's very slow, and then he's just dead. And he wasn't even able to attack me. And even though my life pool is super low, and even though I don't even have block right now, I'm just not even scared because he's slow. So yeah, this is going to be a level 4 Nemesis mob now. And again, we'll just clear the trap. Oh, well, I got frozen there. My bad. That was awkward. Yeah, I have forgotten to get... Oh, I actually do have freeze on my flask. But, I don't know. Maybe I didn't press it. Maybe I was just being dumb. Anyway, that was awkward. Usually I can kill them, but I don't know what happened there. So we have a tier 8 Phantasmagoria that we can go ahead and run, show you guys how that plays out. And for reference, my Crackling Lance is level 19 and my Arc is 18. So these gems aren't even level 20 yet, and you can see how much damage they deal. So yeah, again, just going through, clearing with Arc, and it just helps a lot to clear with Arc. You just don't even have any stragglers at all because the chain just gets rid of them. And then we have a little Nemesis here. Clear the trash, throw out Wave of Conviction. These lower level ones you can actually kill with Arc as well. But once you get to like level 3 and level 4, that's when Crackling Lance starts to come into play. Yeah, we have one more here. There's Crackling Lance, and you can see how much damage that does, right? It's crazy. He's dead. Although these invincible totems are pretty annoying, but yeah. And then we have a level 3 here. Let's see how. So throw out Wave of Conviction, and then throw out Crackling Lance, and he's dead. And you saw like how easy that was, right? He was so slow, he didn't even get to attack. That's like the beauty of Shaper, of the chill ascendancy node. Shaper of Frost or whatever. Can't remember. Yeah, just continue to clear with Arc. It's basically how it goes. And as you can see, like the coverage of Arc is just so good that we barely even take hits at all. I don't even have any defenses, but I'm barely taking damage because the coverage of Arc is amazing. And also anybody that I hit is going to be chilled massively. So this is going to be a level 4 person here. Usually these are pretty scary, but you see if you just hold down Crackling Lance, it deals a lot of damage. And see the enemy is just dead, just like that. And that's a level 4 Nemesis as well. So yeah, I would say that this build is going pretty decently, if that's a word. I did struggle a little bit to level up because I was not able to find a staff for a very long time. So I just used like 2 wands. But I feel like that was fine because you just use wands until you can find a staff. And then you just take block nodes and glancing blows slowly. So again, Essence Monster here. I also found this weird little petrification spell. That's pretty cool. You can like petrify people. I throw out Wave of Conviction, clear the trash, hold down Crackling Lance, and they die. I never thought of doing this before, like using Arc with Crackling Lance, but it actually kind of makes sense. Arc is like so good for clearing, and Crackling Lance has super high single target now. So I feel like it makes a good pairing. Look at that. The boss was so slow, she didn't even get to attack. I feel like this pairing is kind of like Toxic Rain and Caustic Arrow. Like how some builds use Caustic Arrow to clear, and then Toxic Rain for single target. Kind of the same deal here. Oh yeah, another thing I wanted to talk about was freaking Orb of Storms. So, like, even though Orb of Storms like seemed to do pretty good damage in PoE, I ended up just not using it at all because I felt that the mechanic was just so clunky that it wasn't really worth it. Like, imagine like a scenario where like you're fighting a legion, right? Like when you're fighting a legion and the monsters all have haste and they're like super fast, like what are you gonna do with Orb of Storms, right? Like you're not gonna be able to stand in the circle, and the monster is also not gonna be able to stand in the circle. So I just felt like Orb of Storms just mechanically in the end game just didn't really do much. So I ended up just dropping Orb of Storms completely in favor of Arc, and I just use a 5-link Arc and then a 5-link Crackling Lance. And then the rest of my sockets are just auras, which we have 4 of them, and then golems, which we also have 4, and then Wave of Conviction, Hex Touch, Conductivity for debuffing, and then just, you know, Flame Dash. So yeah, that's basically my league start so far. I think it's going pretty well. I don't really know what's the point of making this video, but I guess I just wanted to show off what this build looks like on day 1 if you can get to like level 80 or so with like a decent staff. Like my staff is not even good. Like I don't have any gem levels, I barely have any added damage. But yeah, even like with basic stuff like this and just the 5-link with like level 19 Crackling Lance and a level 18 Arc, like you saw like how easy it was to kill the Nemesis things and how easy it was to kill the map bosses and how ridiculously slowed they became due to stacking Shock and Shaper of Winter to make them slow. So yeah, I'd say it's going pretty well. If you like this kind of glass cannon mage playstyle, I'd say this build could work for you. Although I did definitely die a lot when ramping up because I feel like casters these days just don't really have very good defense unless you drop damage by a lot. But yeah, I guess that's basically been my league start. I don't know, let me know if you like this kind of status update video. I've never really done one like this before. But yeah, may or may not make a couple more of these. Talking about gear upgrades and character progression. But yeah, hope everyone's league start's going well, and I will see you later.